Hi, and welcome to Simply Happy Conversations. I'm Narelle King, and in this Simply Happy Conversation favourite tip series, I'm sharing a tip about solving predictable ADHD problems with Sharon from the Functional Family and ADHD Coach, helping families navigate ADHD and organisational tips to simplify their lives. To listen to the full conversation, you can head to episode 31 or check out the recording on YouTube. Let's jump into today's favourite tip. Welcome to Simply Happy Conversations. I'm Narelle King, Wellness and Organisational Coach and Yin and Nidra Yoga Instructor. This podcast will help you create more time using organisational strategies so that you can start to simplify your life and prioritise your health. I'll be sharing conversations with other health and organisational experts and solo episodes with tips to help you simplify your life and prioritise your health.
Yes, so one of the things that I love to do is to look at predictable problems for these families. So we have a whole 6-week course that takes parents through this whole journey. We increase their knowledge about ADHD, and then we start addressing predictable problems through the program. But there's also coaching, and there's also lots of free resources with blogs and interviews and podcasts and things that I do as well. But if we just look at the predictable problem section, so often in life we come up against the same problems again and again, and it might be something as simple as, you always lose your phone, or
Yes.
or the washing's not getting done, or the child's having a lot of trouble with transitions. You're having trouble getting them out of the house. If that's something that you're experiencing every day, and for most families, it really is the same problems every day. Occasionally there's a curveball that comes out of nowhere and we have a meltdown, but most of the time the problems are predictable. Then I want families to look at it with a fresh set of eyes, instead of just being in the trenches and exhausting themselves. What can we do to make those predictable problems a little bit easier? And even if it's only 50% easier, that's still easier. Over time, these little decisions and problems that we face, wear us down as parents as well. So I want to, if you have to face these things every day, you end up dreading it, and it just builds this tension in your body. And that's why we find that so many, women that go through the program, especially, and I do say women because that is mainly our audience is mums, but there is a few dads in there. I end up with things like chronic fatigue and burnout and, lots of autoimmune issues and things like that, because we just are exhausted from dealing with problems that are largely predictable. And so what we want to do is create strategies surrounding those problems, things to make it a little bit easier. And so we don't just go through the same thing again and again each day, but we're creating strategies and giving our kids the skills so that they can address these problems. And through all of that, we're actually teaching our child that, that they can look at things critically and look at things from an outsider's perspective and think, okay, how can I make a system to improve this particular issue that I'm facing? And that is the bit that makes the biggest impact for these families, is looking at these things that they're going to it's like banging their head against a brick wall every single day. Yeah, and that's the bit that kind of lights me up, because it only takes one little thing, like you said, the circle to-do list, and people go, it just makes things easier.
Thank you so much for joining me for today's Simply Happy Conversation. If you'd like to reduce your paper and digital clutter and free yourself from the overwhelm of clutter so that you can claim back time and space to enjoy the things you love, head over to simplyhappy.com.au in the resource section and grab the declutter checklist and start to reduce your clutter even with small amounts of time.